Hello, guys. Hello. Oh, wow, there's lots of you already. Hello, comments. I love this. Beth is taking us grocery shopping with her. That's great. You know what you should buy? You should buy the mistletoe bauble chocolates from Cadbury's. Wow, I'm very sorry, guys. I cannot speak in straight sentences today. Christmas foods. Thank you.
You called them mistletoe baubles?
Yeah. Please don't.
Speaking of, right, I was reading Belladonna by Adeline Grace, and she kept calling baubles, and I'm like, is that a thing, or is she just like confused?
Oh, like baubles as in hanging baubles, and she called it baubles, like baubles on a jumper.
I'm assuming that she meant baubles because she kept saying that they were on the Christmas tree.
Oh, I'm Googling this now.
No, like, it must be one of those things, you know, like when you mishear something as a kid and then you call it the wrong thing forever.
Yeah.
Like small love handles, like the fat on your hips. I thought my mum called them jug handles, and I called them that forever.
Oh my god! You just solidly being like, "Can I grab your jug handles?" What the hell? Oh, guys! Hello, everybody. Wow, that's like misheard lyrics from hell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how is?
But like, I'm surprised that an editor didn't catch it. Just fair enough, like her not knowing, but like straight up baubles. And it said it more than once. And the first time I was like, I don't understand, and just kind of like carried on. And then when she said like Christmas tree and baubles, I was like, oh, do you mean baubles?
Oh no! Are you saying baubles like BOBBLES, like baubles like that?
Like hair baubles?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that is really upsetting.
She is. I think she's American, Adeline Grace, as well. And I know they don't say baubles; they say decorate, like ornaments. I think.
Oh, if you're from America in the comments, tell us what you call your tree decorations.
Or if you're like maybe from the late 1800s, tell us what a Christmas bauble
is. Wow. Yeah, public sprints. Who am I? It just never happens, man. It never happens. It's a mixtape Christmas miracle. Hello, guys. Yeah, there are people here who can tell us. Look, you're from 3A. Come on, tell us. Like, what do you call them? Oh, thanks for watching the vlog. It's got lots of Kirsty in it and lots of castles and lots of book buying that has completely screwed up my percentages on my bingo board. But oh no, la la la. We don't speak of it. Ornaments.
NYC. I'm loving the people mishearing things. Like calling a jerry can a cherry can.
Oh.
There was another one a little bit further. Oh, lion dancing.
Oh my god, I love that so
much. It's when I moved out, because at home we had different tea bags for teapots and teacups.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought teapot tea bags were a thing that were like bigger and stronger. So then when we moved out, I was in Asda ringing my dad being like, I can't find any teapot tea bags. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I just literally can't find any. And he was like, yeah, it's not a thing. But it's just because my mum would be like, put like
your mommy
teapot bags in and one cup. Because they were different types of bag that they'd assigned to teapots and teacups, not actually like a thing.
Yeah, in Scotland we call that hoose banter. It's just things you say in your house, not in anybody else's house. That's hoose banter.
I feel like we all need to make an agreement to explain to your kids what house banter is, so that they know that it's house banter and not an everybody else thing. Because otherwise you have like 25-year-olds in Asda like having a mental breakdown because they can't find teapot tea bags.
That's actually adorable. That's really cute. Although I'm saying it's adorable. You're probably having a complete temper tantrum while you stood there and then were raging at your dad.
Yep.
At least you
don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, Christmas ornaments in Canada as well. Yeah, lots of people who used to follow Kirsty on BookTube will have fun watching that vlog, watching her just being sarcastic and shading me the entire time. Pot tea bags are a thing here.
Oh, are you sure? Are you sure it's not just house banter?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this away in a second so that we can see Beth's beautiful face again. But yeah, like stretch and grow, babe, stretch and grow. The Songbirds and Snakes like soundtrack dropped on Spotify earlier, and they've obviously like re-recorded the Hanging Tree for it, and it's a bop. It's a bop. Oh, I got so excited! I put the table down. Fine, everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. You saw nothing. Come back up in the world. Oh well, that's better than my dinner. That's significantly better than my dinner. Well done, Emma. My family called an egg sandwich an egg banjo. Oh my god, it's an army term. That's interesting though, where your hoose banter comes from. Like, where did it come from? Was it just something that it was said one day and then it stuck? Or was it one of those things where, like, we've solidly nicked this from something and taken it completely out of context and you will never understand it again? Or we're about to have barky boys because their daddy's home. So Becca has finished all of her mixtape books.
Rude.
Because Becca is amazing. A reading powerhouse.
Because I'm going to London tomorrow and I needed the vlog to be done to go up on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said last week.
3 Fairy Loot books in 6 days, 200 pages a day, having worked every day and been out or doing sprints or a live show every single night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hats off. Like
the amount of mental breakdowns I've had in the last week because of the sheer amount of things I've had to do.
It could not be me.
Me neither.
You know, though, when you were like, I can't, like, random travel's not okay, it upsets me. Like, I am the exact same. If you told me now that I had to go to London in 4 days, I'd be like, no, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I'm not going.
Last night I reached my tipping point and it was over mushrooms.
Oh, well, I did watch a bit of your sprints where you were like, I'm one minor inconvenience away from a full mental breakdown, and I was like, girl, same.
So like the HelloFresh had arrived last week and it was missing mushrooms, but Curtis never told me. So he was out taking the post and going to Tesco, and I'd started cooking because I was starting sprints at 6. So I'm halfway through and it's like, put the mushrooms in the pan, and I'm like, I don't have any fucking mushrooms. So I rang him like 7 times and he didn't pick up. I sent him a text saying, we need mushrooms. I can't make this food if we don't have mushrooms. Meanwhile, I'm stood there on a time crunch staring at an empty pan for 10 minutes because I don't have any mushrooms and he's not answering his phone or responding to my texts. So I eventually go, I'll make it without. And I text him and I say, I'm just going to make it without. And then I get 10 minutes past that and he comes home with mushrooms. And my head exploded. Like, I lost my shit. I was like, I can't. Because he was reading the notifications in his notification window, so I didn't get a red receipt. So I didn't even know that he'd seen that there was no mushrooms, so I assumed that he hadn't seen it, and I was like, it's fine, we'll just do without. And then he came home with mushrooms. And
that makes me so mad. Hey, hello.
Hello.
You've arrived
at last.
Hello. Welcome home. Like car showroomy type stuff. I mean, it's not unpleasant, but it's very distinct.
Yes, it's not my favourite.
Did you have fun?
I was cold. There was no heating.
Oh, babe.
I had to stop playing with my phone because my hands got too cold. I had to put them in my pockets. It was sad.
Oh, that is really sad. And your car's still broken.
Yes.
That's great.
They couldn't get the boot open at all. They're going to have to drill it out. And so then they're going to have to replace the bit that they're going to drill out.
Wow.
So they've ordered the bit that they're going to damage to open it and then fix it.
Oh, that's so exciting for you.
Yes, so that wasn't my favourite.
Amazing.
So for ages.
I love that for you.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I'm great.
Oh, enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm wonderful. We'll discuss it in the fact that I smell like oven when I'm on a sprint. It's fine. Okay. Thanks for the visit, though.
All right, I'll go away then.
Love you. Bye. Lots of hi Harry's in the chat, by the way, just so you know. Hello, goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, I think we answered that. Cold and fed up. That is
Producer asked if I worked out. I did a workout every day as well.
you did. Of course you did.
Speechless.
You know what? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. You can go off. So there we go. I looked a little bit like I was dead. I felt like I needed a warm light. I looked like I was dead. Anyway, you can go off some people.
Yeah.
I mean, I admire your dedication to your body and your lifestyle, but shut up.
There's so much that we can take.
I will say that if I wasn't working out 40 to 50 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, I probably wouldn't have been as tired as I was. Because it gets to like 6 o'clock and I'm like, if I don't sleep now, I'm going to hurt somebody.
The way in which, though, you're like you said, like one inconvenience away from a breakdown, and you're like, yeah, let's do 40 minutes of high intensity interval training. That sounds great.
More stress.
Oh, but it makes me feel so good afterwards. It's just later. I'm really tired.
It makes you feel good, but it makes everybody around you feel like you're a ticking time bomb.
And I did Monday to Friday. I did 40 to 50 minutes of exercise 5 days a week for the last 4 weeks consistently. I've done 16 hours of exercise.
You are absolutely insane.
It's a lot. I didn't even realize it was possible. It's because my hormones are good, because it was like during my period and directly afterwards. So I feel great, but like in a couple of weeks, I will feel shit. So
yeah,
I do twice. I should do twice as much now to make up for what I can do nothing later.
I don't know if that's the way that bodies work, but okay, we'll go with that logic. Yeah, if anybody notices that I can't speak tonight, it's because my period is on the way. So I go through 2 entire days of just being like, and then getting really angry and being like, you know what I mean? Oh, why are our bodies like this? There was a comment up here somewhere, I think, from Kenda being like, we called the remote control the doofer or something like that. What did you guys call the remote control? Because this is a controversial issue.
The remote?
Was it just the remote?
My sister used to call it a remote with a K. She didn't realize it was a remote. So she still calls it that. She's like 25.
That's actually really cute. No, like in Scotland, this seems to be like a serious point of contention because none of my friends call it the same things. We've got like the doofer, we've got the buttons, there's the doodah, there's so many names for it, but it's never just remote control. We are a strange alien race. Yeah, we're all frazzled. Yeah, we are. You're entirely correct. We are all frazzled.
When I get to my hotel in London tomorrow, I might just lie face down on the bed for a bit.
Yeah. Like Bronwyn's like, I just got back from a big trip. That's what I'm gonna do. No, see the clicker. Like there are so many weird names for the remote. Why is this a thing? Why is this one piece of electronic equipment like so varied in everybody's house? I don't understand. Bubbles versus bubbles is a problem, or was she saying bubbles? No,
I mean, I would say it is a problem because that's not what they're called.
Yeah, it's a problem because it's not factually accurate.
But like, you can't just call it something different and it'd be okay. Like, you know,
that was the gentlest way of saying yes, it is.
But like a bobble is something completely different. And I searched Christmas bobbles to see if it was a thing, and it just kept showing me baubles.
I just did that as well.
Selling it as baubles. So I think she's wrong. Like,
oh, hello. That was great. Your contribution to the stream was duly noted. Thanks so much. He still looks like he's the slowest like cat I've ever met to grow back fur. So because of all of the I don't know why I left that on screen. Because of all of the various different operations and like times he's had IVs in and stuff like that, he looks like, you know, those diagrams in butcher shops of like pigs in like cows and the cloth of meat off them. He looks like he's a living diagram where there's just been bits taken out. Like he's got an entirely bare belly still, and he's got like this as he walks across.
Oh.
I mean, you can have him if you want, because he pooed in the bath today, so you can have him. Yep. Oh, hello. Why have I got all the animals? What's happening? my house is literally falling apart. Padfoot's just walked in and he's like, I heard there was cat food in this room. I heard it was good. Anyway, Beth, what are you reading?
Sylvan.
Oh,
have you read it?
No, it's downstairs, and every time I walk past it, I'm like, but he's so pretty.
I know. I'm like, I've got no excuse not to keep up with Evernight. It's every 3 months. I've got no excuse. So I'm like, right, I'm on the horror prompt. I'm going to read it. So I started it the other night before bed. But you know when you start something before bed and you're like, did that go in?
Yeah.
I've just got the audiobook, so I'm going to restart it and listen along. But I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, good. So I had a conundrum because I started for a book that makes you feel warm inside. I was like, let's try a romance. 'Tis the time of year. I'm not going to do a Christmas romance because I am who I am as a person, and that's just wrong. But I was like, let's. I've got this on my Kindle, and it's been here for ages, and it was The Roommate by Rosie Danan. Is it Danan or Danan? I don't know how to. I don't know what.
Oh, I don't like her. Not as a person.
Well,
she's fine, but I like the sequel to The Roommate is my only 1-star book since 2020.
Okay, so allow me to read you this extract, which is a tiny extract that I sent Kirsty, and I was like, "Ma'am, you were the one who told me to read this book, and now I don't know if I trust you anymore." So Clara, who is an incredibly uptight, very privileged white lady from a very privileged white family, has traveled all the way across the country to stay with her childhood sweetheart who basically doesn't know she exists. And there's an entire section here, and it's like, Clara's eyes travelled from Josh's well-formed backside to the items currently occupying the grocery cart he'd insisted they share. Cereal with a higher sugar content than most candy, enough frozen burritos to feed a family of 5 for a week, and a jumbo-sized bag of flaming hot Cheetos. How could a person eat all of this and still look like that? The math didn't add up. She glared at the lone container of non-fat yogurt in the cart, her only contribution thus far. Clara felt better when she avoided eating things with too much sugar or salt, but all the leafy green vegetables in the world wouldn't make her look like the svelte fitness models in this LA grocery store. No matter what she ate, her prodigious boobs refused to shrink. At least her posterior had caught up late, 5 years later, to create an illusion of balance. And I'm like,
Down.
What is happening here? What is happening here? So not only did we food shame the hot guy and be like, actually, how are you hot when you eat like shit? But is she living off of the one low fat yogurt container that's in there? And if she does, how does she have an ass like that? Can somebody explain to me? I was just like, no, this does not make me feel warm inside, or it maybe does, but only with anger.
Yeah, it's heating the fire.
So that was exactly my face. No. So I was like, well, that's gone, and I needed another book that was going to make me feel warm inside. So and this is making me feel warm inside, but it's also making me feel like all of my loved ones are dead, like everything is bad and the world is ending and it's all awful, and yet I'm still reading it and having a great time. So this is what I'm going to be listening to while I work on my reading spreadsheet, which I totally update as I go along. And you're going to get to see all of my faces when I get really mad, because I've sent Becca a really big string of messages today that are just like people's names with exclamation points.
But like, I want to point out that she never tells me that she's reading a Red Rising book. She's just like, oh my God, I love this person. I have to stare at it for a while. Like, oh.
No, there's never context. I'm just like... Yeah, the entire comment section should be horrified. And Rosie Danan, however you pronounce her name, like, this is a like TikTok sensation book. This is everywhere, and I'm just like, how? Like, I know that my standards for not body shaming are maybe a little bit higher than other people's, but also like, make it make sense. I don't like it. It's very upsetting. So, the finding of romance books that are my niche of romance books continues. Definitely not found it yet, but we're getting there.
Have you read the Talia Hibbert ones?
The Talia Hibbert, is that Brown Sisters? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I read Brown Sisters. I did really like the Brown Sisters book. I also like Tessa Dare, which is like Regency romance, but it feels contemporary, and that like the characters' attitudes feel contemporary. Like,
you should
I love
reading off your rare list.
I should be reading off my rare list.
You should be reading
Stuff in your list.
Yeah, I like that. The best is just like, ha, your pain,
your rare list.
I know, but it's entirely true. I will have a video about my shortlist, because I actually have a shortlist now. But my God, like, did I run out of mileage googling that list? Like,
that's why I didn't do it this year, but I know enough romance authors now that I can just pick, and then I googled some random names. But I forgot to put Maria V. Snyder in, who is my number one author to read.
Oh.
And also Jess Wisecup writes a fantasy romance with an older character that has a kid that Ali from Hardback Hoarder really liked.
Oh, okay. I like that. Right, that is now on my list as well.
Older, I mean like older than like 19. I don't know how old older is. Maybe like 30, you know? Not like old, but like older than the usual.
Now you're starting a whole other controversy, not like old. You know, like I've got a short list from the authors that you've told me that I should read, and also the authors that Kirsty's told me that I should read. Although, like I say, usually Kirsty's recommendations spot on, but Kirsty recommended The Roommate. That was the reason that I had it, and now I'm like, dubious, girl. Dubious.
Okay, now I'm like, I don't even know Kirsty, but I'm like, how about I recommend a list and Kirsty recommends a list and we see who wins?
That's actually a great idea. I can do
that's a blog idea
like,
in the making.
boxing glove noise every time I do a versus. I like that.
The problem is that you don't really like romance, so I don't know what your taste in romance is, so I don't know how to recommend romance for you.
Yeah, no, I get that. The thing is, though, I don't hate romance. I have read quite a few romances like across my reading life that I have liked. It's just not like, it's not my main genre, so I can't even go like, okay, so I like this, and this trope, and I don't like these specific things, and because I just don't have enough experience to give you like a proper taste test, which is we all had a collective gasp at something one of the other members compared to when a Sims have a bad interaction and you get the wee silhouette with the 2 minus signs. I like that a lot. Oh, don't. We mentioned this on last sprints, like watching her live tweeting her Big Brother reactions and just being like, can you please, ma'am, just write the 350 pages that you've promised us for 4 years? I would love it. Like, I would love it a lot. I like this. Be a great blog idea. Please do it. That is in competition as a go. That is actually a great idea.
I'm just looking at who I actually recommended to you because I have no idea. I know it was Alyssa Cole.
That's standard.
Yeah. I like this comment though. Becca declaring war on someone she doesn't know.
Standard.
That's fair. Okay, shall we do Unsprant? Oh, and we haven't asked Becca what she's reading because she's finished her mixtape books and Becca's not reading. Becca's just going to chill, which I think is good for Becca's brain.
I am going to listen to Wheel of Time because I am going away and I've got a live show on the 17th. So I'm like, I'll listen to a little bit while I'm knitting. Would be helpful.
But we are doing book blankets, so we're still also being book productive, right?
It's true. And I do actually. See, the thing is, though, what I'm doing is procrastinating because I need to finish packing.
Yeah, that's
tomorrow morning. Are you leaving tomorrow morning?
Yeah. My trains are, well, I packed my clothes.
Beth and I just died a little death.
I packed all of my clothes. Okay. And I know there's a bunch of toiletries that I can't pack until tomorrow morning. But what I haven't done is, all I need to do is go on the notes on my phone, open up my packing list, and untick everything and tick the things I've actually packed and see what I need. And then, like, I've already charged my iPad and put that in my backpack. So,
I mean,
I also have to.
I feel like you're justifying yourself to someone, but not us, because we're still horrified.
I have to. So we're getting up in the morning. I don't know what time, but Brie has to be at the sitter by 9. Hamilton's getting dropped off at 10, and my train's at 11:10.
Has Curtis got his car yet?
Yeah, he got that tonight. So he rescheduled after me screaming at him.
I was going to say.
Because alongside all of this, while I've been working on my last nerve, Curtis originally arranged to pick his car up from the garage tomorrow morning, alongside taking Hamilton to the cattery, Brie to the sitter, and getting a train at 11:10.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That was going to happen.
That's what I said.
You know, though, the fact that you were just like, yeah, but I don't know what time I'm leaving in the morning. Like, we need to be out for this time, but I don't know what time we're leaving. My entire body just had a squeaky bum hole moment. I'm like, that thing would be like, I would have a regimented, like, everything would have been packed 2 days ago. Like, you scare me, man.
Well, I've got, apart from, 1 minute, I need to shout an instruction.
Shout an instruction at Curtis. Oh my God, what a mood.
That reminded me that he needs to wash Brie's food bowl because that's going with her. So that's what I was telling him while he's doing the dishes. But I've packed her food, so she just needs her bowl in now, which is what prompted me to do that. Hamilton just needs his food put in a bag.
I bet you put his in a little like Tesco's carrier bag, don't you? That's all he does. That's all you give him. A little food in his bag, just pass him over.
It was a clear.
Severe first child syndrome. Like I relate to him so on.
Seriously. And is it just the food that's going in the Tesco carrier bag, or is it also Hamilton? Like the whole thing, just like here.
No, he hasn't. Oh, right.
Maybe
there is some first child syndrome there because he's so easy. Like he goes in his cat carrier into his little room at the cattery where I'm not worried about him at all. And then I've got Miss fucking Ditzy Brain over there that like eats anything within a 2 centimeter radius from his face. I mean, I had to shout. I muted myself and I was talking to Curtis. I don't know if you saw me, but it's because she was in the kitchen doorway, which we've got glass doors, biting her own bum. So I was like, "What are you doing?"
You know how you're like, okay, we've domesticated these animals, but I look at some of mine and I'm like, yeah, you'd survive fine in the wild. You don't even need me. And then there are others where I'm like, baby, you would be dead. You would be dead. Actually, no, she wouldn't. She would pull some sort of Aristocats number and be like, oh, I'm so sad and I need help. And some like rich family would take her in.
She's currently picking up a tiny piece of a leaf off the kitchen floor, but she can't get it. So she's essentially just trying to bite the kitchen floor.
So later on, when there are tiny holes in your kitchen floor, you will know why.
Kyle. It's a good job.
Labradoring.
Yeah.
I went out with Jill at the weekend and we did a castle and there was a Christmas market there, and because it's like got great big grounds on the castle, they had a lot of like walkers there who'd brought their dogs, and I was saying to Becca they were all dressed up in like their Christmas outfits and stuff. There was like Santa Clauses and reindeers and whatnot, and I was standing waiting while Jill was getting her bougie hot chocolate. And I had my hand with my phone in my pocket because it was bloody freezing. And all of a sudden I felt something in my pocket. And you know that way where your brain has a moment of alarm where you're like, what the hell? But your body already understands what it is. And I was like, that's a dog nose. Like, looked down. There was a black lab mining my pockets to see if I had any treats, and I was like, "What the hell?" Her mum was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "It's
were we in York? We were in York with Brie, yeah, and I was with, it was when Beth and Nathaniel were here, and Brie was what Curtis was walking Brie, and there was this woman walking in front of her with like a knee-length skirt on, and Brie put her nose on the back of this woman's leg and ran it right up the back of her thigh. And this woman like turned around and thought it was Curtis, and then she looked down at the dog and was like, "Okay," right up the back of her leg under her skirt.
Oh yeah.
just a wee casual assault there.
Yeah.
And you just see you sitting in the corner like of a room being like, now we need to talk about consent.
Well, I say that because when she meets someone, the first thing she does is goes up on her back legs and tries to kiss them. I do stand by that if she was a boy, like the perfect name for it would have been Chad. She has frat boy energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, as well, is like I would be perfectly happy with her kissing me on the face as soon as she meets me, even knowing what she puts in her mouth. You know, it's like, tell me that you have furry children without telling me that you have furry children. Like, oh well, I guess I caught whatever. He has resumed the full
Oh,
I'll spare you the bottom angle, but we're like, look at the legs. He's literally
Deep cleaning.
spready to the gods. Okay. All right, let me find the timer. Why are they like this? Make them go away. Why did we get them? Right, I was figuring 45. Is that all right? Is everybody okay with that? Yeah? Okay, good. Right. Resume relaxation immediately. Hello, hello.
Hi.
What happened was that Darrow did a thing. He really, really, really did a thing. He really did a thing.
He does that.
I was actively traumatized for like a whole 3 minutes. Hi, Cheese. She's like, Auntie Lianne, why are you traumatized? What is the problem?
What did you just say?
Calling it my trauma. That was just rude. Oh, you yawned at my trauma though. That was really, really rude.
She was.
Hi.
They said hello.
Hello.
They say, hey, baby.
She's like, I will aggressively kiss you. And possibly also I will chew on that knitting needle if you leave it for long enough.
Oh, it's the wool. She's got the ball of wool here in front of her.
Oh, look, did you see that face? She was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I remember when she was teething, she took my ball of light wool and covered it in blood.
I remember that.
Oh.
Was it not like a
and I had
white
to soak it in the washing up wool to get the blood out.
So
and it's in the gang as well. It's like 100% wool.
So upsetting. Yeah. That's literally what my face is like the whole way through reading these books. It's just various bits of me going like, no, I didn't. Like, and then sobbing my eyes out. Yeah.
I feel like I need to have one eye on my book and one eye looking at you, so I don't miss. Like I need to be able to do things at once with my eyes.
Oh, it didn't help that I'm doing this reading spreadsheet and like data entry is one of my most hated things in the world, and I'm just sitting there like, I hate this, and now you've done this, and now I'm really mad. Oh, my aunt's lab ate several books while teething. Yeah.
She's only eaten one, and she only put teeth marks in the cover. So.
An attempt at weaving a ball of yarn once. It was amazing. Oh no. Yay! I'm glad that you actually read. How did you guys get on? I clearly see knitting is happening.
I also packed everything I think that I can pack tonight because you're making me anxious.
Good.
You made us anxious, so that was just
now I can relax.
Yeah, exactly. Now we can be like, okay, it's fine. We're not gonna get a message like in the group chat tomorrow being like, I have to buy all new toiletries and mascara and everything because I have left it at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think I would just leave myself at home if that happened.
I also don't know if you heard me scream earlier on, Beth, but I was like, Celeste!
Oh yeah,
she's so cute.
Yeah, I love her. She's my favorite.
Oh, she's amazing.
Actually, she's my favorite like non-villager, but my favorite villager is Lucky. So I have a Lucky one as well.
Oh,
but the Lucky one I have is like a big. It's like he's bigger, take up like the whole jumper, but I just got a little Celeste.
She's so cute.
So cute.
I don't know if I have a favorite villager. Looks wise, I have plenty of favorite villagers, but I don't like their personalities. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for Rolf because he's a tiger and he's an old grumpy man, but he's really cute to you while he's grumpy to everybody else. Yeah. So I like Rolf a lot. Oh, I've got so many because when I read, so I'm sitting like that, and the cover does this, and McNabb does that cat thing where he's like, I'm claiming it. Oh, cardboard. Yeah, he has an Amazon box downstairs that he sleeps in, which is on top of the snake's vivarium, and it's got the flaps open because he likes to like duck down. And if you look at the flap that's like closest to the bit where he can sit, it just has teeth marks all along the edge, like he's gone along with like a hole punch and just gone straight along the edge and lobbed cardboard. So I've just had to not be precious about some of that. I have so many bookmarks that he's chewed on as well. one of these days I'm going to send out bookmarks to like a customer and be like, here's a free one. It has cat slivers on it. Sorry about that.
I've sent boxes with Bree's teeth marks in before from when she was teething and I was packing orders in the kitchen.
Signatures for free. When she's famous, that'll be worth a lot. I like
she's
that.
too lazy to be famous. She doesn't have the work ethic.
Joined halfway through and just spent the first one watching all of our chatty bits back. I like that a lot. Lots of people made a lot of progress in their books. So I think I've just broken the 200-page mark. So there is actually a chance, that I might finish this. According to my audiobook, like not today, obviously, but tomorrow for the last day. I was like, there's a chance that I'll stay up all night reading. No. No. According to
in Red Rising in general, that can very easily be done.
I know, but don't. Like, I can't do that. I have to be a responsible person. Plus,
there's a lot of in that one. It's not as like dramatic as the previous ones, and also the ones that follow it.
I also need to know. So you warned me going into this one that there, or well, not warned me, but you said that there was one point of view in here which really shouldn't work, but it does, and I need to know who it was you're talking about.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, you were like, your exact words were, there's one point of view in here that shouldn't work, but it does. Who was it, Becca? I need to know. Damn it. I've been waiting until I got through till I was like, right, I've seen all of the points of view now, and I'm like, then I will ask her, and now you don't. That's
the only one that I remember being like coy about was the one the gold one. Because I think that's a spoiler to say that character has a POV.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't remember saying that about it.
Well, that's really disappointing then, actually, Becca. That's really disappointing. Sorry. I was expecting like some tea or something, and you're just like, I don't know. I just said a thing.
It works, but it should. Maybe it was that one, but I don't know why I would say that.
Well, neither do I. That was why I was asking you. Disgusted, honestly. Oh, that's a mood. I meant to read just one more chapter of Assassin's Quest when I got into bed last night and read 100 pages.
Oh, I miss those books.
Oh,
I miss them. Every day I look at them, I'm like, I'm going to reread, but I'm just not ready.
Oh, I keep saying that. Fair. And then I put Assassin's Apprentice next to my bed, and then I never read it.
I just miss the comfort of it. Like, I just miss it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll cry thinking about it.
Oh, babe. Oh. Well, I'm still midway through Live Ship Traders. Maybe in January or February I'll finally finish the Live Ship books that I've only been reading for, I don't know, rereading for like 6 months, so that I can just reread the rest and finally read the last trilogy. Maybe.
Oh, you haven't read the last trilogy yet?
No, I haven't read the last trilogy. I know, and I have watched your vlog of you sobbing through it, and I'm like,
I can't even think about it.
Oh,
you have so much pain.
I've emotionally destroyed you by mentioning it. That
reliving it is hard. Like, even thinking about it, I could cry thinking about it.
Though, I think that's partially why this reread has been like, because I have read the first trilogy so many times, right? So many times, and this is the only. This will, when I finish it, this will be the successful, when I finish it, second reread of Live Ship Traders. That trilogy, like, I know we have differing opinions, Becca. I know, but I hate it. But partially, I'm also like, oh, but there's so much pain in my future.
It's so good, though. I think, is it Fool's Assassin? Whatever the first one of that last trilogy is like peak. It's so good. That first book.
Would that be your favorite of the whole series?
I don't think I have a favorite. I don't think I can pick.
My still Ship of Magic.
Yeah, I couldn't pick a favorite. I'd probably be able to pick a favorite from like each individual like section, but even then, I feel like I'd need to read it again because it was all just like one big story in my brain. Like I can't pick a favorite because it's like it's all a favorite, you know.
I get that. I feel like though Ship of Magic is like these bits on Becca and I's Venn diagram. Like it's right. We've got this huge bit in the middle, and then it's just like hanging out up there. Like
my favorite in Live Ship Traders is the Mad Ship.
Yeah, that's
I love Paragon so much.
Me too. I adore Paragon.
I love Paragon, and that's just like I feel like that's Paragon's book, and it was just I love that one.
I was going to say, if you just want to read the last trilogy, why don't you just reread all the Fitz books? But you actually need to read Live Ship Traders and the Rainwild Chronicles for the last trilogy.
Yeah, but the thing is, I also want to reread it because I've only reread the first two trilogies, and then I've read the other ones once, and then never read the last one. So, like, I want to reread the whole thing. This is my ADHD lack of follow through, because anytime I'm like, right, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna reread the whole series, I'm just gonna do it all the way through, and then I hit the Live Ship books, I'm like, I get halfway through Ship of Magic, I'm like, never mind. I finished Ship of Magic.
The Rainwild Chronicles, like, I think if I reread the Realm of the Oddlings, I would straight skip them.
I think I would.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I think
I could make it through them again.
Yeah,
I don't think I could.
That's really interesting.
It's so annoying because I think that everything that happens in the Rainwild Chronicles is super relevant, and it has so many interesting things about the background of the magic and the world as a whole and like the history, but the execution is just terrible. Like there's nothing likable about any of the people. Well, actually, no, there's a couple that I like.
I think it's the characters. Yeah, it's because the ones that are focused on most of the ones you don't really care about, like which is I feel like it's so like out of the ordinary for Robin Hobb, because that's what I love about it is the characters. Yeah. It's like I'm attached to every character, or I really hate the characters you're meant to hate. Whereas in that one, you just feel so ambivalent about most of them that it's just like
I just got savaged for no reason. I really are. Just like my hand's just sitting there, and he was like, "This is offensive to me." Althea though, man.
Do you not like her?
I love Althea.
I literally want to drown her.
Brashen. Just thinking of Brashen makes me
Brashen is an entirely different story. Brashen is an entirely different story.
I miss it. To be fair, I still have The Inheritance to read, like the short stories.
Yeah.
So maybe I should read that, but I really miss it.
Next year should be your year of reread.
I might. Because it would be a year. When did we finish? Last September? Last year?
Yeah.
It was a year ago, wasn't it? Oh my god.
What about Real de Lingalong?
Yeah.
I would so be up for that. And there's me like, I'm halfway through Magic. Oh, do I have to read the first trilogy again? Oh no. What a shame.
Then you have to read Ship of Magic again.
Nah, I straight up skip that, man.
You're like, I read that recently.
Like, no, I really recently. No. Because the worst thing about Ship of Magic, though, was that, so I started reading it, and I got to, like, I would say almost a third of the way through, and that's a big book, so, like, that's a reasonable amount of the way through. And then Harry just appeared over my shoulder one day, and he was like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Hi." He's like, "So, I see at the moment that you're rereading the Live Ship books." I was like, He's like, "Well, they're the only trilogy and like the whole series that I hate, because apparently the audiobook narrator does a very like, oh, and it's magic."
Oh,
and
then
woman. Mysterious things happen. And Harry was like, "I absolutely hated it and almost DNF'd it multiple times, but obviously I told him, no, you need to read these in order." So he read it and he was like, maybe you could, because he was rereading the series, was like, maybe you could read it out loud to me and then it would be better. And I was like, oh boy, okay. Oh my God, fine. So we started again from the start, and I read the entire freaking book to him aloud. And then at the very last bit, he was like, "Do you know what? I think I've actually just decided I don't really like the Live Ship book, so I think I'm just going to skip the other two and then just go on with the rest of the series." And I'm like, this is grounds for divorce. Like, that's actually pain.
Be like, no, you will listen. I will read them to you.
Just following around reading it aloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, I think no. Serious grounds for divorce is the fact that he's DNF Red Rising, though, because like
Oh my
that's
god, stop! I remembered when you said then when you were talking about the life she trades that I remembered and I was upset all over again.
yeah, that's actual abuse. Like like that's literally going on our divorce certificate. I did in the vlog where he mentioned that he was like, no, I'm not doing it. I actually put on screen like, if anybody wants him, we've now split up. So
And everybody, of course, was like, yes, absolutely, I do.
yeah, exactly. Like Harry supporters from all around. Like, I want to have him. Oh, see, there's lots of support for us rereading Hob from the start
But you
again.
just done the Buffy rewatch for the second time. Now you should do
Yeah.
catch up.
I've got a lot going on. Like, I can't even explain how heavy this book is. Like, it's it's densely packed with Bible pages. Okay.
This is one of those things where I'm like, you did this to yourself. Like, you did this to yourself.
Sandra.
I do
Everyone's wondering what that crashing is as well. Curtis is playing FIFA, but the new FIFA plays. What is it? Is it hitting the goalpost?
Goalpost, net, whistle.
But it sounds like an explosion. But it's like the ball hitting the goalpost, and it sounds like an explosion. But it comes through the controller instead of through the like speakers. So he has the volume off, but he's got like explosions coming out of his controller.
I love poor Curtis has got his volume off for us. Like,
to be fair, it's FIFA, so he doesn't. If he does have it on, he has it on like volume 8 anyway.
I don't think I could think about anything worse than like randomly hitting the goalpost in the game and getting an explosion through my controller.
Yeah.
Who decided that was a good idea?
Like shock, like tasered.
You serious? Yeah, no, but see, Beth, this is true. Reading to someone and being read to is the loveliest thing, except when it's like 8 pages of a book that I hate. And I did it only for him because he asked and then he DNF'd it anyway. It's not okay. I would say honestly, no, you can't.
No.
Like if you want to read the whole series, you can't skip. Which is real sad because, you know.
I think it's great. I think most people do enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like I own that. And the thing is, you know, like if Althea didn't exist and Priest Boy, whose name I've temporarily forgotten because my period's due in any. Thank you. Wintro didn't exist. Wintro.
Oh yeah.
If Althea and Wintro didn't exist, that series would be a solid 10 out of 10 for me. I would love the whole thing. But between the two of them, there are like 12 lifetimes worth of stupid freaking choices.
Yeah.
And like an author did once roast me, if there wasn't mistakes, then there would be no plot. Yeah, but there's mistakes and then there's believable mistakes. And like I'm like, how many times does Wintro need to do the same thing before he's like, do you know what? This is maybe not working for me. Maybe try something else.
I got dragged by actual Robin Hobb on one of my Instagram posts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did.
It was traumatizing.
Why?
I literally, to be fair, no, she didn't. I literally posted a picture of the what's the second one called? Tawny Man. I think that's what I posted a picture of. And I literally just did a post, like it was nice. I was like, will I ever recover from this? No. And she commented on it like, what did she say? She was like, cover artist credit, and then tagged the cover artist.
Oh, Jackie.
That whole thing where she was like, you know, we should be crediting blah blah blah. I hadn't even tagged her or anything. Like I hadn't tagged Robin Hobb, literally nothing. And she just got this notification like, Robin Hobb commented on your Instagram. I was traumatized.
Oh my god, no!
I was like, oh no, I'm sorry.
But it's one of those things like Robin Hobb follows me. It's one of those things where I'm like, now I can't ever post anything bad about live ship. You know, like I posted like my tabbed up mad ship on my grid the other day, and I was like, I literally was like, I wanted to do a PS and be like, PS, this series needs tabbed because I need motivation to get through it. And then I was like, I can't do that. Like once someone follows you on social media, it's like you can't say mean things anymore. Also, Jackie Morris is an incredibly talented, wonderful lady, but she's also batshit insane. Like she's literally nuts. And so occasionally, like I will see, because I follow her. Occasionally she'll post that she's done some mad ramble in the middle of nowhere, and she's like done live drawings of like raindrops in ponds with gold leaf, and I'm like, do you know what? You go. Go. She's actually nuts. I love her, but she's nuts. Oh, one of the guys from Horrible Histories follows me. I had to mute him from seeing my stories because I don't want him to think I'm unhinged. Oh, that is so fair. But Women in White is so good, Sabrina. It's worth all the time that it takes to read it. By the way, I think you two would really love Women in White.
I've read it.
And
Did I write dissertation on it? I can't remember my dissertation. No, it wasn't my dissertation. It was a different essay. I'm getting confused with Lady Audley's Secret. I wrote on about that. Like her.
I feel like that's a significant chunk of time to dedicate to something. Like, wait, was it that?
I think it was a different essay, but I have read it. I read it for my master's.
Oh my god. Yes, we love it. We also love that like half of the book is just Marion being like, boys are dumb.
I'm
like
really questioning everything
boys
right
are dumb.
What should I write my dissertation on? Who it was? I'm really concerned right now.
Yeah, me too.
I know. I remember my undergraduate one because oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry that we've made you have this like intense.
I'll have to get it up.
And yourself, it wasn't me.
No, you're just sitting there enjoying yourself.
Pretty much.
Was it just those two?
Becca's just vibing while Beth has a complete breakdown.
Yeah, what was the third?
Is this standard? This is what being around Beth is like.
Just one of the characters.
I love it though. Like, I mean, it's upsetting for you, but I'm having a great
It is.
Oh, that is my vibe with everything I want to read, which is why the board has a reread square on it, because I keep saying, like, constantly, I'm like, oh, I should reread this book, oh, I should reread that, oh, that book's due for a reread. And then do I ever? No. So now there's going to be a reread square, so I actually have to do that.
Right. Where's my Google Drive?
just sent herself down a rabbit hole.
I have to be in the mood to reread. I can't just like reread, you know.
See, there's so many books now though that like books from university, which don't give me like quite the existential crisis that Beth is currently having. But like books that I read in university, there's books that I recommended for like my Taylor Swift video and stuff, and I was like, damn, I read that like 5 years ago.
Oh, it's
Did
all
you
good.
find
I
that?
the third one. I wrote my master's was on Lady Audley's Secret, Affinity by Sarah Waters, and Alias Grace.
Oh, I love Affinity.
Yeah, I knew there was a third one. I couldn't remember what it was. So I have read Woman in White, but that was for something else.
Affinity is so underrated in
so
all
good.
of her books. Like,
I love
so
writing that dissertation. It was about like, hang on, what was the title? I'll read the title out to you.
Yes.
It was, hang on.
I'm
I'm trying to find it. It's called Nefarious Women in Neo-Victorian Fiction, Madness, Murder, and Spiritualism.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, and then for my undergraduate, I basically did the same thing, but about like Byronic heroes. So I wrote about like Heathcliff, Mr. Rochester, Eric from Phantom of the Opera, and the one from North and South. What's his name?
Oh, don't. Oh, that's really annoying. Oh, hold on.
I can't remember what his name is.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh,
Of course, all that's coming to me is Miss Hale. Oh, what's his name?
Margaret Hale. Oh, what was it? Oh, stop it.
John Thornton.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did not also realize like this is one of Kirsty's favorite adaptations ever, is the North and South one with Richard Armitage. And while we were away on the very like book shopping thing that I've just posted a vlog of. She was like, by the way, did you know that Richard Armitage is gay? And I was like, no, how did I not know that he was queer?
What?
Yes. He did a whole like piece for a magazine, like out in something magazine, where they'd asked him like, what do you think about opportunities for queer actors and like now versus when you started? And he was like, well, when I started, it was just standard that you didn't tell anybody that you were queer because you wouldn't get roles that were leading men roles. And he was like, whereas like now I would be happy to explore that in a role because he's established. And I was like, how did I not know that?
No idea.
I love that. Came back, and it's North and South chat. I love everybody like it's John Thornton. No, it's John.
Yeah,
Thornton.
I'm like, oh yeah.
John Thornton. Like, oh, I love this. Richard is so hot. Like I don't objectify, but he is. Oh, there we go. He only recently came out publicly. Okay, fair enough. So, like, yeah, maybe it was just
It's
that,
still recent news.
yeah. But genuinely, I had a moment of brain exploding where I was like, "Oh, you've been in my gang this whole time, and I didn't even know." Right. Okay. Shall we do another spranty sprant?
Sure thing.
For like a long time, and then Curtis can turn his volume back on.
Curtis is in the hallway on the phone right now, so.
Oh, I did wonder what the background noise was, so it's just him gasping.
I'm struggling because I can hear your conversation and his at the same volume, so I'm just like trying to just tune into one.
Okay, well, a sprint's good timing then, so let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go. I'm gonna get tea.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
The chimes very, very much annoyed McNabb. He's having an all legs tucked in sleep, and that was just unacceptable.
He's so loafed.
Becca, are you doing like a boo?
No, no, I'm not. That's very frivolous. I could never.
I just saw you like slowly disappear, and I was like, oh.
I'm looking, right, because this is going to have to go 2 years because it's not long enough. So I was looking how long it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So I need another year on it, I think.
Is it? Is that it sitting in your lap? Like, are you holding it all the way up?
Yeah, so that's just like touching my lap there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or you could use it as like a throw for the back of the couch and not do.
Yeah. Oh, well, there goes my phone.
Oh, that's desperately upsetting.
At least you know where it is.
Yeah, that's true. And Bree's like, Mom, I know where it is.
You don't know anything, my little possessed being.
Yeah, that was not great. Becca sent us a lovely picture of Bree's eyes rolled all the way back. that was not great.
I was she was doing it when I was vlogging last week, and I kept being like, I'll show you. And then when I turned my camera around, she'd like look at the camera, and I'm like, making me out to be a mug. Can you stop it?
But also, that's mildly creepy that every time you like turned the camera on her, she was like, ha, psych.
She knows when the camera, she knows if I've got a camera pointing at her. I'm surprised that I managed to get the picture that I sent you.
I love that. She's like clearly a little superstar in the making. Please don't bite me again. Wow. You've got like a lovely little cuddly loaf, and I've got like McSavage over here. So how did Beth get on, who was actually reading?
I
was
read.
listening to an audiobook.
I was waiting for that.
I finished, excuse me, right? I need a round of applause because I made it through the 74-page prologue. Okay, I'm in chapter 1 finally.
Is that the same prologue you've been listening to for a week?
Well, yeah, but I only listened to it twice and then now. So it's not like I've been continuously listening to it.
No, I know, but like, it's the same prologue we were talking about last week, is what I mean.
Yeah. But the way you said, I finally made it through the prologue, and Beth's whole face just went still, like, no, you're not.
It's 3 hours and 10 minutes on single speed.
Don't start again. I can't.
That makes me
I can't do it again. Anyway,
yeah.
I said I'm up to like the second part. I've read about I'm up to page 72.
How are you feeling about it?
It's okay. It's kind of, this first bit is a bit info dumpy. It's not like horror yet. Like nothing's really happening. You kind of just, it's just kind of a lot of information and just people talking. Like, and I had to read the synopsis again because I've got like 30 pages and I was like, I actually don't know what.
Like what is happening?
Yeah, like I have no idea which I kind of wanted to go in not knowing, but I was like, no, this is too, like, I need some sort of guidance of where this is headed. So I want, because it's not that long. I mean, the writing's quite small. I don't know if you can tell, but I think it's just over 300 pages. So I'm like a third of the way in, and I'm like, when's the horror going to start?
I feel like Sylvia Moreno Garcia's got two modes, right? Now, everything that she writes is like overwritten in a way that I really enjoy. Like, I really like, she's one of those authors that's like, and the last one I read, it was like, he pulled a lollipop from his pocket, it was red, and the wrapper was like whatever. And I'm like, I quite like that level of overwriting, but I feel like either it's info dump, action, the end, or it's like a really slow, like gothic-y burn that pulls you in. I'm excited for Untamed Shore because that's like it's got like I've said this a few times recently about a few different books, and I swear to God, it's not just that I've got Rebecca on the brain, but it has like a very Rebecca description, and that like she's this little waif who gets sucked up into like a millionaire lifestyle that she's not prepared for, and then people get
Mm.
murdered, but on the backdrop of like this beach, and there's like shark stuff in it and things like that, like all the weird Sylvia Morena Garcia stuff. And so I'm like, I'm excited for that one, but I'm worried about Silver Nitrate.
Yeah, I'm not like I enjoy films, but I don't care for like the film. I don't care for like like, all the technical, like, so I knew, because I loved Mexican Gothic. I really liked the Beautiful Ones as well, which is like romance. So that's like, I haven't got high hopes. Like, I've set my expectation, but I've also like, I want to like it still. But it's still, I mean, it's still early days. Like I said, I'm literally in like chapter 6. So
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, she's one of the authors where I'm like, I really love her, but if you actually look at my ratings of her books, they're all over the shop. And I just DNF'd, what's it called? Her vampire one, which had a really amazing premise. But I just
Silver Under Nightfall, I DNF that as well.
It's it was the whole like neo-noir thing about it's
is it Velvet? Velvet was the night.
Velvet in the Velvet. Somebody
it's got Velvet in the title
earlier.
You know what?
That's got like a scythe on the cover, hasn't it, Becca?
Yeah.
That's I think.
Just look at
the one with the Silver Under Nightfall's Rinchpecker.
That's it.
Well, Certain Dark Things.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Once again, the chat's way ahead of us. The premise of it was amazing, but again, because she does the like severe overwriting thing, it's neo-noir, and I'm like, I don't care. Like steampunk and like that sort of like futuristic, everything is plastic and tattoos that move, and also like all of the vending machines give you full meals, and like I don't care. Give me the vampires. And the vampire bit was really interesting, but the rest of it was just like, why?
Yeah, that's what this is like. It's just a lot of like Mexican film and this person doing this, and they're just talking about all these directors, and I'm just like, it's just going over my, like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. There was an author's note. Certain Dark Things had an author's note, which was basically like, oh, she got obsessed with this one particular actor who portrayed this one particular vampire, and it was like, this is a love letter to this one obscure person. And I'm like, great, you can tell.
Yeah.
Sarah coming in with a controversy. Really disappointed. That's fair though. That's fair. That's fair. I love flowery writing, but I'm not bothered as long as I know it's going to be slow. But it's weird, and again, my ratings of hers are all over the place. So I'm scared because like I have all of her stuff in hardback essentially, except for Certain Dark Things, which I've now on hold, which was very upsetting because it's a beautiful cover. But like my whole top shelf of my bookcase downstairs is all of like her books, and I'm like, no, you can't be an author that's all over the place, because then I have to unhaul them, and it's not aesthetically pleasing.
I know, but I'm excited for the most recent Evernight, because I really like Caitlin Starling, so I'm really excited to read that. Well, I say I really like Caitlin. I've read one book by her, but I've also got yes, I'm so excited to read it. I love the Death of Jane Austen. Have you read that, Lianne?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you'll love it. It's so gothic. It's so good. It's so underrated, and I just think the right people aren't reading it. Like, you know what I mean?
I love that.
If you don't like it, it's because it wasn't meant for you.
The right people are not reading this book. That's so underrated.
I really love that one, and I really want to read The Luminous Dead, so I'm really excited for that as well. The new one.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I started The Luminous Dead, and it was at a time when I was having a lot of anxiety, and it's very claustrophobic because of course it's like caving and stuff. It's about like she's caving under the planet, and I was like, no, my anxiety cannot do this right now, because it was so visceral from like the first 20 pages. I was like, no, but I will go back to it because it was amazing. I was like,
read it.
But I love the end papers in this one. Hold on, I showed everybody these in the stream before, but like they're so cool. Like,
oh yeah, I actually really loved that they changed the whole cover because I wasn't a massive fan of the original, and I was like, when I opened it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, like based on the original cover, I would not have bought it. Not gonna lie, but like even it's so good. It's so
It's
icky.
really
It makes me feel icky. The crazy cat on the cover makes me feel bleh. I like it. That's like, what do you look for in a book, Lianne? I want a book that makes me go bleh.
Yeah. Literally.
So I have a question as well. Did you end up packing a Christmas romance to go with you?
No. Because I've got my book. I'm reading The Book Thief because that's been on my TBR the oldest, so I'm literally taking the piss.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I've got that.
but yay.
And then I have to take this. So I didn't want to take another physical book. So my
I
Kindle.
have to take this thing that I have done to myself. I have to take that.
I didn't do it to myself. Sandra did it to me.
It's sad as
Sandra
well.
put in the stories. Right, no, right. This is what happened. Sandra put in the stories. I want to do a Wheel of Time read along. Does anybody want to host? I didn't want to host, so I didn't reply. And then Sandra comes and she's like, will you host this with me? And I was like, sorry, she wanted to do it once a month. She wanted it to be monthly. And I said, sorry, Sandra, that's just a lot. And I have Catch Up Book Club. So she was like, well, if you'll host, we'll do it bi-monthly. How could I say no? How could I say no?
The worst bit is that everyone else has dropped out, so you're stuck now because you're the last one.
Yeah, well, I did. After asking Aaron, after every single book, I've got Aaron to agree to join the live show for this one.
Oh, that's a sacrifice. That's a friend sacrifice right there.
I've been wearing it down.
I 100% say DNF it immediately.
I
questions.
It's so boring. The first chapter is good, and then the rest of it's just pointless and boring. Just read the first chapter.
Pointless, boring, and desperately homophobic and completely inaccurate. Like the thing that actually happens, the whole crux of the entire book is not possible.
Literally, it's so stupid. Don't even bother. DNF it.
So good that I don't actually remember the specifics.
DNF it right now.
No, yeah, like just bin it. Alyssa, just bin it. Anything, find anything else. Really. Although, in saying that, people feel the same way about Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, which is still on my TBR. So I was looking at like squares for my bingo board, and one of them's like oldest books. And I was like sitting there thinking, I've just unhauled literally a third of my library. I don't have that many books that have been. She's wrong. There are several books that have been sitting on my shelf, but I'm sitting there going, oh, I will keep that for this time, or oh, that's one of my favorite. No, she just doesn't read them. So that's sitting there like for me to start reading next year on my like oldest books pile, and everybody is either this was a fever dream, but it was amazing, or this is the worst and most offensive thing I've ever read in my life. And it's the same with Confessions. I've never heard anybody be either everybody's like, oh my god, it's amazing, there's so many twists, or they're like us, where it's just like put it in the bin, shred it, use it for kindling, it would be better. Yeah, I love this. Yes, we're no messing in here. No messing. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Beth. We are a supportive DNF channel. Yes. Make it go away. Tell us what your other things are, and we'll help you pick. Hey girl. Oh. I am very toasty right now, I'm not gonna lie, because not only do I have these hideous Christmas jammies on, right? Like bear with me, right? You know how sometimes you see something and you're like, that's so hideous, it's fabulous. So this is like a certain type of woman, a woman from my childhood would pick these. They're like Christmas, horrible Christmas animals, right? I love them so much. But not only do I have this on, but I have a sexy vest on underneath because it's so cold. Yeah,
Love that.
I totally like stole one of Harry's man vests, and I'm like, that's fine. So thanks for inciting a striptease there, G. But
That's what you wanted all along. That was an ultimate agenda.
Either that or she's just like, oh, unsubscribe. I love that you've just sunk further as we've gone on as well, Beth. You're just like,
I know.
this
I'm only
is what I
halfway
am.
through catching up on my blanket and I'm bored. And I'm like, no, what do? Because I said to Ryan that I might play Fortnite after sprints, but it's 10 to 9 and I'm like, can I make it?
Oh, you could play during a sprint.
I could. Not with Ryan, because I don't think he's around, but I could. And I might.
You should. I'm assuming that when you say you're bored, you don't want to go back to your cross stitch either.
Oh, I put my cross stitch in the suitcase, so I don't want to go upstairs and get it.
Oh, I was going to say you should have showed everybody. They would have been really impressed with your industriousness. I don't feel like it was that long ago that you started that and you're really far through it.
I feel like it was 3 weeks ago, but I'm not even a quarter of the way through it yet. And it was supposed to be a Christmas project. So,
dude, it's the 20th of freaking November. It's still a Christmas project.
Yeah, but yeah. I just don't want it to be, if it reaches January, then I'll never touch it again because it's not Christmas anymore.
Okay, but it's not going to, oh my God, Beth, deal with this person.
I can't. I don't have the energy.
She's got me all weekend.
Yeah, I'm saving myself up.
Like, I have it in person.
I'm charging. I'm off duty right now.
I love that. That's great for me.
Oh, I did tell Ryan that I'd ask you if you were playing Fortnite as well, so consider this your invitation.
Me? If it's not too late. Because I really want to finish the pass and I'm like 2 levels away.
Oh, shit. You're only 2 levels away. I saw you playing, was it yesterday afternoon, yesterday early evening?
We played with Charlie, my brother, just for context. He is ridiculous. We were talking to him and I was like, do you go into every game knowing you're going to win? And he's like, yeah. I was like, we'll give you the XP. I'll play with you.
I hate that.
I did say that I needed to finish the pass, and Ali from Hardback Order was in sprints, and she was like, just give me a login and I'll sort it out while you're away. I'm like,
no, I just need enough to get the next one. So I think I need like 2 more levels, and then I'm like level 42, which is the last bit I need.
Well, I want to get.
I have never played this game, and I'm still hooked about you listening to you talk about it. I'm like, yeah, get that XP.
I'm like level 36, and you know I invested more.
Look, your 10 levels you bought are paying off. They're going to get you to the end of that.
No,
oh, when's Eminem? Is Eminem the finale? Do you have to play it on the finale to get him?
It's on Saturday at like 7 p.m. So we'll all get on the sofa and we'll put it on and we'll watch Eminem.
Right, no, because I said this to Curtis because I was like, well, you're all going to play Fortnite now, and it's not fair because Curtis has his Steam Deck, so he can just play on his Steam Deck.
Well, you can play on the Switch.
I'd rather die. I'd rather that was very dramatic.
You can play split screen with me and the broken
controller. Right, when you're playing Fortnite, which is an online game on a PlayStation 5 or a PC, it is a very different speed than playing it on a Switch. Like you might as well just not bother playing on a Switch because by the time you've landed, you're dead.
But at least you get to see Eminem.
It's true. I don't even like Eminem.
Well,
this is such a random conversation. I'm like, you get to see Eminem? What?
It's just
you die? But
they do concerts in Fortnite.
I've never experienced it.
I've done Ariana Grande before.
Okay, and the game with the shooting and the dying.
Yeah, but it's not because like I remember I played once when Ashley was here and she was very surprised because like you hear people talk about Fortnite, you think it's like Call of Duty, and then you load it up and it's very camp and like very brightly colored and like very cartoony.
Is this the one where you've bought skins for it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Eminem's a skin, I think, but you have to play on the finale to get it.
Oh, see, I've not experienced
it. Wow, so you can play the camp shooty game as Eminem. I don't care There's so many things to unpack here.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I had absolutely no idea what was happening for a while, and then I was like, "Oh, I've got it from context. It's okay." No, baby girl.
Oh,
That is
that was me last
awful.
year. My Udi
That's
saved
why
me.
she's asking. She's trying to absorb the warmth of like.
Oh,
Maybe she's only watching Sprint so that the fans from her laptop keeps her ball.
yeah. Just like I put some crochet on this side, cats on this side, sprints on the laptop, and a big jumper, and you'll be sorted. I'll
Mhm.
make it so much better. Oh, you know,
Oh. Yeah, got that to look forward to.
I'm just imagining like the audio of everybody like hanging out in this game, just everybody dressed like Oh, this is the best visual ever for best couch. Why am I not on best? I want to see you do that. Oh.
I can't pack a Slim Shady outfit. My suitcase is already full. I officially never want to go
We can
anywhere.
go to town and get you one. Prepare for it, the big event.
I'm so mad. I was going to bring an extra suitcase just so I could bring my Udi.
I'm thinking like, how would you compile a Slim Shady outfit like last minute? What would an Eminem outfit consist of? Which era of Eminem?
Isn't there like an orange suit, like a prison jumpsuit?
Yeah, and there's also like a really awful like blue velvety business suit at one point as well.
Oh my god, no, we should all dress as inflatable M&Ms and be like, we got them everyone.
I feel like Beth would just take herself to bed and be like, I'm done with your shirt now. I can't do this anymore.
Oh.
Oh no. Okay. Being as like Becca's literally wilted into the couch, shall we do our last sprint?
Yeah.
Do we want a slightly shorter sprint because you have melted?
I don't mind because Fortnite's only going to start, I think, at 10 anyway, so I've got to be awake.
Okay.
I'm going to tell him actually. I told him I'd let him know if we were playing.
I don't mind. I'm happy with anything.
Okay. Like you're just so easy to have around, Beth. I'm just not used to it with Becca. Like
I know. Hard work. She's so high maintenance.
Honestly, the way that she's just like look at the bougie flash of the engagement ring there when she just like cuts us off with her phone, just like
it's like when we were in Newcastle and we were trying to work out where we were going for food, and Lianne just looked at me and went, I feel like you're the one who's going to be fussy about where we go for food. And I'm like, no. I will eat food, but begrudgingly. But I won't say anything about it, I'll just quietly see.
Chat has gone places. I love this. Be like, I misunderstood.
I'm just thinking about how decent it is because of where you live, and that's essentially the opening scene to Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging.
Yeah.
It's where she misunderstood.
Oh, yeah. We could just all run along the promenade with our M&M outfits. Like olives, lost olives.
Oh, as Forrest is like, what are we like? Yeah, I didn't expect it to turn into like a freelance Becca roast, but I mean, feel free to join.
We gotta take the opportunity when they come because my girl needs humbling sometimes.
She's on her very last thread of sanity, and we're like, and this other thing that you do.
I'm so out of it that I don't even care. Oh, Bree's sucking in invisible nipples again.
Oh.
Right, okay, I got invisible nipples.
Bree,
What happened?
Bree's sucking invisible nipples.
Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, there's a whole mood to be had right there, isn't there? Right, let's go on a sprint.
Okay.
I feel like we really have gone places. Hello, hello.
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 Did we get on?
I got to page 115. So whatever that is from 70.
Becca
Play
needs to do maths.
What? You both spoke at the same time then?
I said Becca needs to do that maths because
Yeah.
45.
45.
thank you.
I said I've been playing Fortnite.
Ah.
I see. And are you munching something nice?
So when we're in the Lake District in October, I accidentally spent £20 on pick and mix.
Accidentally.
I don't eat sweets. No, it's because Ryan and Nathaniel were getting sweets. So I was like, well, if everyone else is getting sweets, I'll get sweets. But then I spent too much money.
You bought the biggest.
But I don't eat sweets a lot. So I only eat sweets when we play Fortnite. And every time I get a kill, I can eat a sweet.
That was a great story and I loved it. especially how much money you spent on pick and mix. Pick and mix is expensive, man. Like it's scary. We went to an old sweet shop a couple of months ago, like in a tiny town, and I was like, oh, I'll just get some old favorites. And I was like, ow, I have also remortgaged my liver.
It's crazy.
I mean, the good thing is that I don't really eat sweets. So we went to the Lake District at the end of October, and I've still got like a quarter of a bag left.
It was like mid-October.
Oh, was it? Well,
That's insane.
In a month and a half. Well, that just shows how many.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
big.
that would not still exist in my house. Absolutely not. Especially considering I messaged Beth and Becca there to be like, Harry got surprise dessert. So I've got waffles and ice cream sitting downstairs for me, which is lovely. Like that's true spousal making up for the fact that he DNF'd Red Rising. I'm never getting over it. Well, I got to, okay, I don't even know now. I've read like at least another 40 pages. I'll find the chapter later, but the most important thing is I'm now on book 58 of my reading spreadsheet, which is entirely self-inflicted because if I just filled it in as I went along, blah, blah, blah. But I read 99 books so far this year, so I've got a while to go. Like I just hit halfway basically, but at least I did it.
Oh gosh! So is this going to be a 100th book, Iron Gold?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's very satisfying. I didn't even think about that. Love it. I've literally just put Red Rising on the spreadsheet as well. So apparently I read Red Rising and I've forgotten already because it involves numbers. Dates are just numbers. In July. No, August. I read it in August. So I'm like, I'm quite proud of myself for actually like following through on that series. Like, go me. I love this. £20 on pick and mix is easily done.
It really is, but like normally I wouldn't. Normally I'm very good because you've seen me do it. We're being like, I want this thing, and then just walking away from it and not getting it.
Yeah, it's very odd. It's an odd physical sensation to see your eyes light up and be like, oh, I want this, and then be like, never mind, and just walk off.
So like I normally do that, but then we were waiting for them to get their pick and mix. So I was like, and Curtis is an enabler, so he was like, oh, go on, get some. And then it cost me 20 quid, and I remembered why I don't do these things.
I love this. Curtis is an enabler. It's his fault that you bought 20 quid of pick and mix. Yeah, husbands, other halves, girlfriends, partners, all of these things really should be more supportive of our book needs. And they should only like the things that we like. Like, I'm quite happy with my echo chamber when it comes to my favorite series. Like, I don't, I always say that I love opinions on books, even if they are completely different from mine, but not for this series. No, thank you. Just not for Red Rising. No, thank you. Go away. The amount of people who have said this to me. I love data entry and I would love to do it for books. And I'm just like,
my favorite part of finishing a book is filling in my spreadsheet.
Yeah, same.
See, that would have been my favorite part if I had actually like got the follow through to do it. I loved setting up the spreadsheet. I loved putting the first 5 books into the spreadsheet. Then I was like, bye spreadsheet. And now I'm like, oh, it's December next month. That's end of the year stats.
I've already done my anticipated book list, so I can film that. I just need to do my 2024 TBR.
I actually have no idea about anything coming out next year. I feel like I haven't even looked.
So I did was it end of October? I think I did a video which was like, should I pre-order these books next year? So there's a bunch of like maybes in there, and then I've got a list of ones that I've been like slowly gathering for next year. So that's another one I need to film. It'll be interesting to see how many of the same books that were like, I want to read this next year. Maybe I will buy it and just put it on my shelf and look at it.
I think I was doing sprints and I ended up on the upcoming page of Goodreads. So I was like, you know what? I'll just start making the list now.
Yeah.
But I need to go through it.
How did you say how many you had on your anticipated list, or did you just say that you'd made it?
I said that I made it. Let me have a look.
I'm quite surprised. There's a lot coming out next year that I'm like, hello, and I don't like that.
12 at the minute, but like the third Belladonna book and stuff will be coming out, which is stuff that I've just recently started that I'll then be anticipating. I think I might only have, oh no, I've got both Ali Hazelwood books on here. I don't have, oh no, I do have Empire of the Damned.
It's almost like you have a favourite author.
I'm a big fan of Ali Hazelwood. I've even got Checkmate actually, even though it's YA, and I didn't get Unfairly Suspicious and Something Cute by Talia. But I didn't get that one.
I got that in the works for like £3.
Unfairly Suspicious and like something.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's Something Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. Like
it's highly suspicious and unfairly cute.
The fact that Beth just left you to hang there, didn't even like help you out, knew the title and was just like, yeah, on.
It's like the time when she knew that 2 subscription boxes I was getting were doing the same basic boring book, and she didn't tell me about that either.
Oh, you're never ever going to be allowed to live that down, girl. Like that.
Look, it's not my responsibility.
That grudge has just become part of Becca's DNA. You can see it in her face. She go hold on to that till you die.
It's not my fault.
I'm very good at keeping receipts. She'll piss me off once one day and I'll remind her of what she's done the last 30 years.
Oh, I love this. My other half has bad book opinions. Oh, is this? You can tell that Kirsty's awake when my WhatsApp's just pinging away in the background. It's that time of day where Australians are awake. Oh, I really like the new Ali Hazelwood. Theoretical. Yeah, we do know the scene.
Okay, so I mentioned that scene in my vlog and nobody had a clue.
Who is watching your vlogs? Like,
but I disagree with you anyway. So
yeah, this is true, but I'm right, and that's okay.
It was Henry Hoover one,
what was that? It was the Henry Hoover scene. Yeah, it was. Beth's like, do I want to know? Like, we'll inform you later, because this is a debate. This is a debate that I don't feel like it would serve any of us to get into right now, especially because my ice cream's melting and I'm gonna bounce. And you should have a fortnight date in 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, I need to have a shower.
Right, well, that was very well timed. Thank you guys for joining us and hanging out with us and listening to all our controversial opinions that we have had today. And the Becca roast, we're here all week. I hope that your mixtape goes really, really well, and we shall catch you again soon. Bye.
Bye.